Alright, I need you to be honest with me for 1 second. Somewhere in your life right now, there's a version of you that everyone talks about, and that version has it figured out. Good job, decent body, doesn't shake before he speaks. And then there's you, staring at that version like it's a stranger wearing your face. You've watched 100 videos telling you to just believe in yourself, and every single time, some part of your brain leans over and whispers, "Believe in what, exactly?" You haven't done anything yet. That question right there, "Believe in what?" is the one nobody actually answers. They just tell you to fake it till you make it, smile in the mirror, repeat some affirmation you don't buy for a second. And deep down you already know that's garbage, because confidence built on nothing collapses the second real life pushes back on it. So today we're not doing affirmations. We're doing something closer to engineering. We're going to break down exactly why confidence feels impossible when you're starting from zero, and then we're going to build it anyway, brick by brick, using the same method your brain already uses without you noticing. Here's the part that's going to mess with you a little. Confidence was never supposed to come first. That's the lie. Every single person you admire, every guy who walks into a room like he owns it, he didn't get calm and then get good. He got good in tiny, ugly, forgettable increments, and the calm showed up later as a side effect. Psychologist Albert Bandura spent decades studying this exact thing, and he found that belief in yourself isn't something you talk yourself into. It's something your brain calculates from evidence. Real evidence. Actual proof you collected by doing something and surviving it. No proof, no belief. That's it. That's the whole secret everyone's been dressing up in motivational quotes. So if you've got zero evidence right now, that's not a character flaw, that's just math. You're a court with no cases on file, so obviously the verdict keeps coming back uncertain. The good news is that this system doesn't care how far behind you think you are, because it doesn't run on talent, and it definitely doesn't run on motivation. It runs on something called the confidence loop, and once you see how it works, you can't unsee it. Let me walk you through it, because this is where most people quietly give up without even realizing they gave up. Step 1 is always small action, not the huge, dramatic, main character moment you're picturing, the tiny, almost embarrassing version of it. Step 2, that action gives you a result, and your brain logs it whether you want it to or not. Step 3, that result becomes evidence, real data your mind can point to. And step 4, that evidence is what confidence actually is, not a feeling you summon, but a conclusion your brain draws after enough proof stacks up. Then the loop just repeats, quieter and faster every time, until one day you notice you're not scared anymore, and you can't even remember when that happened. Now here's the trap almost everyone falls into, and I want you to really catch this one. People try to start the loop at step 4. They want the confidence before they've built any evidence for it, which is like demanding a paycheck before you've worked the shift. Your brain isn't cruel for refusing to hand that over early. It's just protecting you from believing something that isn't backed by anything real yet. So the entire game, the only game, is learning how to start at step 1 on purpose, even when you feel like the least qualified person in the room to attempt it. This is where most self-improvement content lies to you without even realizing it. It tells you to think big. Set the massive goal. Visualize the huge version of yourself. Go all in on day 1. And that sounds inspiring for about 4 minutes until you actually try it, because your brain looks at that gap between where you are and where you're aiming, and it correctly identifies it as a threat. Not a motivator, a threat. So it slams the brakes, and you end up back on the couch wondering what's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. The goal was just too big for the amount of evidence you currently have on file. The fix sounds almost insultingly small, and that's exactly why it works. You shrink the action until your brain can't logically argue with it anymore. Not get in shape, but one 10-minute walk. Not become a public speaker, but recording 15 seconds of yourself talking on your phone, alone, no audience. Not build a business, but sending one single message to one single potential client. The size of the win barely matters. What matters is that it's real, it's yours, and it happened. Researchers who study this call it a mastery experience, and they found it's the single strongest predictor of whether someone's self-belief actually grows or just stays theoretical forever. All right, hold on. If you made it all the way to the end and got some value out of this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button, drop a comment, and share it with a friend who might need to hear this too. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us to keep making even better videos. Seriously, thank you for spending your time and energy here with us. It means a lot. Okay, let's keep going. Let me give you a real picture of this instead of just talking theory at you, because theory alone never convinced anyone to actually get off the couch. Picture two guys, both starting from the exact same place, both feeling awkward and unqualified. Guy one decides he's going to become confident by sheer force of will. So he sets a huge goal, tells everyone about it, tries to go from 0 to 100 in one weekend. He crashes hard, feels worse than before he started, and quietly decides confidence just isn't for people like him. Guy 2 picks the smallest, almost embarrassing version of the same goal, does it once, badly, and moves on with his day. A week later, he's done it 7 times. A month later, he's not the same person, and nobody around him can point to a single dramatic moment where it happened because there wasn't one. There was just repetition nobody was watching. Now let's talk about the part nobody warns you about, the part that actually decides whether this whole thing sticks or falls apart in week 3. You're going to have a bad day. Not maybe, definitely. You'll do the small thing. It'll go badly. Someone will laugh at the wrong moment, or the message won't get answered, or the walk will feel pointless. And that old voice is going to come back fast. Telling you this proves you were right about yourself the whole time. This is the exact moment 90% of people quit, and it's not because the method failed. It's because they thought one bad rep meant the whole file got deleted. Here's what's actually happening in your head when that setback hits. And it's worth knowing because it changes how much it can hurt you. One bad result doesn't erase the file. It just adds a single messy entry to a file that's still mostly full of proof you can survive things. Your brain doesn't average everything down to 0 just because one attempt went sideways. It weighs the whole pattern. The problem isn't the setback itself. It's that people treat the setback like it's the only page in the book, when really it's one paragraph on page 40 of something you've already been writing for weeks. So here's the actual skill inside the skill, the thing that separates people who build real, boring, permanent confidence from people who bounce between hype and burnout forever. When the bad day comes, and it will, you don't need to feel good about it. You just need to do the small thing again the next day, specifically because it went badly the day before. That single choice, showing up again right after a miss, is worth more evidence to your brain than 10 smooth wins in a row because it proves the pattern holds even under pressure. That's not motivation. That's just what the data says confidence actually is once you strip away the poster quotes. So here's exactly what I want you to do after this video ends, and I need you to actually do it, not just nod along and close the video. Pick one area of your life where you feel like you have nothing to show for yourself yet. Fitness, money, dating, career, whatever it is for you specifically. Now shrink your next move in that area down until it feels almost laughably small enough that failing at it would honestly be kind of funny. Then do that one thing today, not tomorrow, not when things calm down. Today. And when it eventually goes badly, because at some point it will, do the exact same tiny thing again tomorrow anyway. That's the whole trick hiding inside the trick. You don't need to feel ready, and you don't need every single rep to go well. You need one small win logged today, one more tomorrow, even after a bad one. And the system builds itself from there whether you believe in it yet or not. That's the whole method. I'll see you in the next video.